Hello, my name is Gino Jean Jules, and today I'm going to go over um, the auto insurance sales from the source of data that I have analyzed through Tableau. Um, so, throughout this analysis, we're going to go deep dive into auto sales by region and then by state, see which states are doing well, which states are underperforming. And for the underperforming states, we're going to figure out the issues or the causes for the underperforming or the low sales. And after that, we've come up with a solution as to how we can fix it. So this first worksheet is just a simple bar graph that is the total contribution margin totals by region. As you can see, professional insurance is the big money maker, and then everything else kind of falls in line. Home insurance, auto insurance, disability insurance, and then life insurance is kind of in the tier below. With this, that's where I decided to look into auto insurance and see how the company is doing in terms of that category, which leads us to this map. And this is just the auto insurance sales map. The darker the color, the higher the contribution margin. Lighter the color, the lower the contribution margin. This is sum of all the contribution margin within the state. As you can see, the Mid-Atlantic region, so Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, New York, Maryland, Delaware, those states are doing very, very well, and that's kind of what's helped the Mid-Atlantic region be the leader in auto insurance sales. And in the states that are lighter, you can see South Carolina, Alabama, Nevada, and Arizona. But states that were lighter that I did not expect were Texas, California, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. I felt like those states should be, their sales or contribution margin should be a lot higher based on the population, based on the amount of cars that are kind of needed in those states, and really based on how the size. I mean, those states are home to some of the biggest metropolitan areas in America. So the fact that these states are kind of lagging behind or performing at rates lower than I expected was interesting. So that's where we decided to dig deep and see just how they compare. This worksheet, the next two worksheets are going to look at the total contribution margins, the bottom 10 and the top 10. This is the bottom 10, and as you can see, 3 out of the 4 states I mentioned, Massachusetts, Texas, and Connecticut, all 3 are at the bottom 10 and profits for auto insurance. That is interesting. And then if you look at the next one, this is top 10. You don't see any of them, but in particular, you don't see California. California is probably one of the most unique states, unique areas, not just in America, but the entire world. Its population is huge. They have the 6th biggest economy in the world. Plenty of business. There's plenty of people. And the thing is that cars is the way to go. That's how you move around in that state, especially in areas like Los Angeles and Silicon Valley, San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland, those areas. So the fact that it's not in the top 10, but you got states like New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, the District of Columbia. Those states cracked the top 10. That is an interesting sight to see. Which brings us here to the dashboard. Dashboard just kind of flows over pretty much, again, using the bar graphs, the horizontal bars. I thought that was very useful into kind of analyzing just in terms of ranking, nothing special, nothing fancy. It's just a nice little ranking in descending order. So from the largest to the smallest, this gives you a good idea of kind of where the states are at and how they compare to others in terms of sales. So now that we see that where those 4 states that I mentioned are ranked, now it's posed to the question, why are they there? Is it a lack of sales? Is it high cost? Or is it something else? Look at the sales. This is contribution margin by salespeople. As you can see, each person is designated to a certain, or given like 3 to 5 states. The lowest being 3, the most being actually 6. The ones that have 3 are kind of in areas where there's a lot of people, like Sagar here. This shows that he's as District of Columbia, New York, and Virginia. That is quite the population that he has on his hands. Those are 3 areas with big metropolitan areas. So you can understand why he only has 3. Whereas Paul has Colorado, Maine, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Vermont, Wyoming. I think that's a lot, but there's not as many people in those states as there are in the District of Columbia and in New York. So it's not maybe you can come to the conclusion that maybe there's just more people selling auto insurance in one particular area, or maybe they're too focused on one area. It's as if it's pretty balanced. If you look at it here, your bar charts, it's pretty balanced. And then if you kind of dig deeper, well, what affects contribution margin? Where you go price and cost. And if you look at average price, here's an interesting site. The average price for auto insurance, Massachusetts and Connecticut are in the bottom 5, with Connecticut being last. If you look at the average cost, variable cost, Massachusetts is last. And Connecticut is in the lower half. Even if we talk about Texas and California, they are in the upper half. There's California. Texas is in the mid-pack. Same here for average variable cost. And if you look here at the dashboard again, it kind of just goes over kind of the rankings of these states in terms of average variable cost and average price. Again, the horizontal bar graphs very useful. So if you look at this, what story does this tell? Well, again, it tells that pretty much that the incremental profits for auto insurance in Texas, Massachusetts, California, Connecticut are lower than what you would expect. And that is due, really, if anything, it's because of prices. Average price is low. It doesn't cost a lot to buy insurance in Massachusetts and Connecticut. and it doesn't for the buyer, it doesn't cost a lot. For the seller, it doesn't cost a lot to sell it. But then you have to think about it. If Texas, again, Texas, big time area. It's an area with a large metropolitan area. California, an area with large metropolitan areas. Same with Massachusetts, large metropolitan area of Boston. Um, you would think that you could push more of insurance if they're at such low prices, because you have a lot of people. And again, in auto insurance, cars, especially in Texas and California, you need cars kind of to move around. That's how you go from place to place. So I feel like, as for that company, um, just options. You have plenty of options. You could get more salespeople in those areas to kind of boost sales, to push more. You could raise prices, because again, you have so many people that, again, you could probably raise prices and yet still keep the number of sales constant. But I don't think, um, I wouldn't think that would be the best of ideas. I think for this company, I think you kind of have to look more into kind of pushing more number of sales, and whether that is by getting more salespeople within those regions, or figure out creative marketing strategies. That's kind of my recommendation in towards getting sales higher in those areas. We talk about Texas, Massachusetts, and California, Connecticut. Those are big areas where business can be booming in terms of insurance, and those are kind of ways to help improve that. Okay? And that is my analysis of auto insurance sales with the Tableau, the Tableau resource. It's nice, very nice and handy. You can play with it. It gives you many options to kind of work with data, and it's a very great thing to use. So definitely kind of, if I do use it later in my career, and it should be interesting. All right, thank you.